My mom is mad that I decided to leave for college earlier than necessary. Original post. For a little background info, I'm a 17-year-old girl who's balancing 2 jobs and senior year, while my 24-year-old brother has no job and lives upstairs in our attic with his girlfriend, who also has no job. They'll sometimes go deliver food, but they spend all of that money on alcohol. My mother pays all the bills and sometimes buys groceries, but that gets a little hard with all my senior fees she pays. Plus, I go to a private school, so that's more money. Ever since I got my job, I started to buy myself and my mother food so we could have something to eat for the week. I started noticing my brother coming down into the kitchen multiple times a day, and the food would be gone that night. If I bought food Monday, all of it would be gone by Wednesday morning. We began hiding the good food, but eventually he'd find that and eat it. I even wrote my name and "do not eat" on stuff, but that didn't stop him either. Once he ate all the food, that was it, until the next week I'd get paid, and we'd only have bread, pasta, and cheese to eat for that week. About a month ago, I went to the doctor and found out I lost a substantial amount of weight in 3 months, and I decided to put my foot down since my mother never would. Every time he'd eat anything, I'd text him a fee for the food. I'd keep nagging him, and he'd eventually pay me back. Well, about 2 days ago, I bought a case of Fiancé, which is a weight gain protein drink. Nobody else in my house would have any reason for drinking them. But the next day when I woke up, the whole pack of 6 was gone. The empty case was left in the fridge. I exploded and called him and his girlfriend losers who needed to get the heck out. I let 3 years of anger out and lost it. I told them they both owe me over $1,000 worth of food for these past years, and I left before I could respond. While at school, my mom and grandparents kept texting me about how I was out of line and how family doesn't treat each other like this. But I can't find it in myself to care. I asked my friends what they thought, and they were mixed opinions, but the majority said I was out of line and should have let my mother handle it. So, am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments before reading the updates. Not the a-hole. Absolutely not the a-hole. But your brother and his girlfriend are for mooching off of the money you make. Especially since you're a minor and they're adults. Your mom should have kicked them out a long time ago, not guilt-tripped you for wanting some food to survive. Hope you can move out when you're 18. I'm already enrolled in college, so as soon as I turn 18, I'm gone. Thank goodness for that. Because the only way this ends for you is by getting out and not looking back. Also, when you do get out, don't let them start asking you for money. It'll never stop. You don't owe them. Not the a-hole. You have essentially 2 options. 1, move out. 2, get a personal fridge and put a lock on it. Your deadbeat brother and his girlfriend should be paying for their own groceries, but it seems like your mom is an enabler or at least unwilling to handle the situation properly. Sorry you're dealing with this. Put a deadbolt-style lock on your door and locked it with your key on you. Keep everything you can in your room. I've recently installed a lock, and the mini fridge I ordered arrived tomorrow. Thank you so much for your suggestions. First update. Sorry I'm typing on a phone because she, my mom, has broken my computer. For some background info, I had posted on AITA before about how my 23-year-old brother would constantly eat everything in the house and not contribute anything to the family. We would then be left with bread, water, and pasta, while him and his girlfriend would constantly go out for food, while also paying no bills and leaving everything on my mom. I have a gluten problem, so I can't eat bread and pasta, and I'd essentially be left starving almost. Once I did get a job, I'd buy things I'd be able to eat, gluten-free products, and he'd still eat everything up in 2 days. And for the next week, I was left to starve again. It got to the point where I had lost so much weight my doctor was concerned. He recommended I started to drink some protein shakes and get a better balanced diet. I had bought a few cases of Fiancés, and when I went to get them the next day, they were all gone. So I immediately purchased a mini fridge and installed a lock on my door. This was fine for about 3 months, until I came home and my door was removed and my mother berated me and basically yelled at me for holding out on them. Anyways, to sum that part up, for the next few months, nothing changed. But I was able to eat a little more and I'm up to a healthy weight. I also got a full ride to my top college, and they invited me to their honors college and a summer program, which will give me college credits, and they'll also fly me out to them. All I'd have to pay for was my dorm supplies and clothes, if I wanted any new ones. When I told my mom about it, she immediately said no to the program and to college, because I'd be leaving her, and she needs me because I'm her rock, and I can't just leave her with my brother. Like, okay, then kick him out and live by yourself. This is the same man she protected and kept taking his side during arguments. Everyone in my family has cut him off but her. After like 3 arguments about a program, I enrolled anyways, because my grandparents gave me money to pay for my enrollment and board fee, which was like $500. But since I'm 17, they emailed her to confirm if I could go. Luckily, she was cooking, so I just ran into her room and accepted it myself and deleted the email. Well, the program starts June 11th, and a whole week before that I was packing and slowly hiding things in my grandparents' house until it was time for me to leave. I don't know how, but my mom found out. She called the college to say she never signed a slip and that I would not be enrolled, keeping me from going to college. She then broke my computer saying that I won't need it since I won't be going to college anyways. I'd called college, and there was nothing I could really do since I was a minor at the time. But 2 weeks ago, I turned 18 and explained my situation to the college and they let me continue the program, but said I'd have to pay for the flight down here myself. After that, I called my grandma and had her come get me and the rest of my things. My mom was mad. She was screaming, crying and yelling, asking me how could I just abandon her with my brother after all she's done for me. I still have the knot on my head from her tackling me and making me bang my head against our concrete stairs. My grandparents asked me if I wanted to press charges, but honestly, I just want to be away from her. She keeps texting me after what happened and said she's going to sue me for emotional damage, but that's not likely since she can't even afford to feed her family. I'm living with my grandparents now, and I've never been more fed. I think I'll get all my strength back before I leave my grandparents' house. This is all honestly crazy for me because she's never acted like this. This past year, she's been on a downward spiral. No, press charges. For the most part, once you let the legal system start turning, it turns on its own. The most you will need to contribute is showing up in court. You need a firm break of criminal charges between you and someone who starved you for enough time that your doctor got concerned. Otherwise, she will magically show up at your university and cause even more trouble/drama. Press all of the charges. Report her for child abuse as well. Get a note from your doctor and give to the police to explain that you were starved to the point where you were in danger. I agree this kind of messed up behavior is unacceptable, and it will only get worse the longer OP stays in that house. Also, with your head being smashed so hard, you should get checked out in the hospital. Aneurysms are very tricky. Pressing charges might enable you to use some victims' resources to pay for that. I am hoping that you will never ever go and see her without your grandparents with you. Also, I would recommend never spending the night in that house. Going no contact might be a little early, but her having to deal with your brother is her own fault and has nothing to do with you. I don't plan on going back. I have family close to where I'm attending school and they already said they'll house me during breaks if needed. My grandparents have also officially cut contact with her. Stick to it. Block mother and brother and everything. Never ever talk to them or send them any mail or anything. And make sure all your family members know you are no contact. And not to give them any details about your life whatsoever. Second update. This most likely won't be the last update, but I wanted to tell you guys what happened and answer a few things I was messaged and things I saw. First, I wanted to thank everyone for the nice comments. Honestly, after the year I had, I definitely needed to hear the things to confirm I wasn't crazy. I also wanted to thank you guys for pointing out the abuse I was going through. I guess I had convinced myself that the things happening weren't severe enough to be considered abuse. But the things you guys said made me really think of everything that has happened in my childhood, and she was truly an abusive woman. One memory I can think of off the top of my head is when I was 5 and my brother was 10, was her keeping a suitcase packed. And whenever me and my brother upset her, She'd leave for hours on end, saying she was tired of us and leaving us. In all honesty, before this post, I just considered that a punishment. I also wanted to address a few comments and messages I saw. A few people spoke about me not fighting back, but imagine having a 300+ pound woman on your back. I was terrified that if I'd moved, she'd most likely break me in half. Even if I did fight back, I'm 100% she'd body me in 5 seconds with superhuman strength. I also got comments about the doctor and why he didn't alert CPS. I'm pretty sure he thought it was likely I had an eating disorder than being starved. The doctor I was attending was a family doctor, so he's been in the family for a while. My weight wasn't drastically underweight that it was dangerous. It was more so I dropped from 140 to 100 pounds in a short amount of time that it was concerned. Also saw a comment on TikTok about me being spineless for not pressing charges. You go get your ass beat by somebody twice your size and see if you want to see them again. I've seen some comments about financial aid and other things, but I don't need anything like that. My grandfather has his own business and my grandma works for him, so they have more than enough money. My dad is also an accountant, so he also has enough money. Anyways, for a sort of update, I read all your comments and took all your advice. So I told my grandparents exactly what happened while we were on a FaceTime call with my dad who lives in the state of my college. My grandfather immediately told me we were going to press charges, and my dad also advised me to get checked out by a doctor for any head injuries. So we made a report with the police and we are waiting to hear back from them, I guess. I don't know, I'm not that good with legal stuff. We also went to the doctor and they said everything seemed to be fine, but they did tell my grandparents to monitor me and if anything happens to come back immediately. So I guess time will tell with that. I'm no contact with my mom, and I've officially gone no contact with my brother, which really sucks because me and my brother was very close for such a long time, until a year ago when his new girlfriend moved in. In all honesty, I saw him as my hero, and it really hurts to see people change in an instant. Maybe I'm still in the aftershock of the situation, but I have real emotions for what's happening. I'm not really sad about anything, but I'm also a little glad this did happen because it truly showed me all those who cared for me. Also, once my dad heard about the computer, he sent me money to get a new one. Really happy about that, but I also want my mom to cough up the money for the other one. Maybe I'll go on a little shopping spree with it as reparations for giving me an ugly knot on my head. Also, now that I think more about it, my brother and mom are really fat for us to not have enough money for food. Seems like I wasn't the only one holding out. Thanks for all the advice and for everyone giving me tough love and making me open my eyes to the abuse. I really appreciate all you guys, and I hope all goes well in your life. You guys truly are good people. Third update. Good things first. I started seeing a therapist and it's going very well. Everything for my college is finalized and I'm very happy. I've also made a lot of friends that'll be going there through social media, so I'm excited to meet them. Now the other parts. I won't be attending the summer program because for the past few days I've been having fainting spells, and the doctors don't know what's causing it. They say it could be due to the head injury, but it could be other factors as well, so I'll have to stay for the summer for further testing. I'm upset that I won't be moving in when I wanted to, but I'm happy I get to spend more time with my grandparents. On to the other news. My mom was recently arrested, but not for the reason you may be thinking. So since I've had fainting spells, I haven't been driving because it's dangerous. Duh. I think 2 days ago I had went to get my protein water bottle out of my car when I saw my tires were completely slashed. All 4 tires cut and stabbed deep. My windows and door handles were also covered in feces, like real nasty brown stuff. As I am a teen girl, I won't portray myself as some kind of saint and act like I've never been in a drama. So I immediately assumed it was something from my high school or something, which is also weird because I haven't really argued with anyone recently. I woke my grandparents up, and we went to the neighbor's house to get footage. And as you can guess where this is going, my mother was seen on footage driving past the house a few times before getting out of her car and ruining my car. Honestly, I'm not even mad about my car anymore. I just want to know where the hell she even got feces from. Like in the video, it looked like she was using a diaper. And as far as I know, none of my relatives have young babies. So whose diapers did she take? Like, is it easy to obtain a crappy pamper? Why would she even want to hold those pampers? I genuinely just want to ask her, where did she get the diapers from? I stay up at night thinking about this because I'm genuinely so confused on how she got them. Anyways, the cops arrested her pretty quick for damaging of property and trespassing, and she's waiting for someone to bail her out. Also, my brother had come across the post and texted me about him never drinking my Ensures and my mom having the packs of them in her closet. He apologized again, but I honestly could not care less at the moment. This whole situation is harming my inner peace, and I cannot focus on them anymore. The thought of them being in the same state as me already messes with my energy. Even if he didn't drink the Ensures and she stole them for fun, I don't care anymore. I've started using protein powder, and it tastes way better anyways. My new MacBook has arrived, and it's so much better than my last one. I think this will be my last update for a while. To all the people who wanted me to update in a few months, I will. You have all been such a help, and when I'm thriving in college, I'll make sure to come back. Hey Opie, are you and your grandparents able to get a restraining order against her now that you have more evidence? Yes, the police ask about it since this is our second report on her. The first being the attack. We will be filing a restraining order. Have you decided whether or not to press charges for the first assault? I read your updates, but I wasn't sure if you were set on not pressing charges. I understand completely if you don't want to, but I still encourage you to do so if you're still thinking about it. I pressed charges against my father for far less than what happened to you, and won. It would probably be a shoe-in for you. Yes, charges have been pressed. Guys, are there sites you can order feces from? I'm sorry guys, I don't know why this is what I'm constantly thinking about. It's just so confusing to me. Baby poo usually isn't that nasty brown. That was adult stuff. She bought some Depends from Walmart and brought it fresh. This, she smeared her own stuff. Now for the final update. Hi everyone. Since everything has been wrapped up and I'm still getting messages and comments, I decided that you guys deserve this update more than anyone. I'm not sure if the people who saw my last post and updates will remember, but if they do, I want to thank all of you for your comments, messages, and overall support. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to post this update here, but I will so more of you guys can see this and my appreciation for you. Updates on my mother is that she has been fined and sentenced to a year's probation and some time on house arrest. I don't know how she's kept out on jail time, but hey, I'm typing this on my new phone looking at my new MacBook that she had to pay for. I also have a restraining order, and if she breaks it in any way, then she'll be in jail. Essentially, she's been ostracized by everyone in our family and is now all alone. The one thing she didn't want. As for my personal update, my health is fine, and the fainting spells was stress, and my body getting used to getting so many nutrients I wasn't used to. I have fallen back underweight, but doctor said it's normal and I've found better supplements and protein shakes that will help me build my strength. I've also accepted a different program from my school, which was a program to go abroad for the summer. I've been in Korea for almost a month now, and I can honestly say I love it here so much. I've made so many new friends and have been partying and exploring like crazy. I miss my family except my mom, and I'll be back in the States August 14, so I can have a week left with my family before I'm sent off to college. The new freedom and experiences I've gained is amazing. I thank all of you for showing me my worth and teaching me that I have a voice and that I should stick up for myself. This will be my last time posting here, but if you want any personal updates, feel free to message me anytime or check my page, lol. I'll be sure to talk all about my college experience. I forgot to say this, but my brother stated my mom was the one taking all of the food, and he had his own mini fridge upstairs. Not sure how true this is, but I told him I wanted time to heal and grow as a person, and not as a sister and my mother's daughter. I want to find my own identity away from them. So we are no/low contact, but this is not indefinite. Once I'm ready, we will speak again, but we both have some trauma to figure out and solve. He has moved out from my mom's house and is no contact with her, and he's expecting a daughter in November. So you're studying abroad? Awesome, and congrats to your brother for impending fatherhood. It's not really studying because we aren't doing any schoolwork technically. We got to go abroad and experience a new culture and way of life. I remember your earlier posts. Glad you finally got away from her. And the new electronics are a bonus too. I hope you have fun in Korea. Come to the rest of Asia too if you can. Go forth and be awesome. I'm definitely going to see if I can study abroad for the year or a semester. I love it out here.